I should be working on the siding for the house today, but I have been worried about these logs. They're ones that I can't cover with panels or anything, so they're out in the weather. And if they sit out in the weather for too long, most of the wood becomes rotted, gets insects in it, and it's losing lumber essentially. So I'm going to take a break from siding and get these milled up today. The issue, they stay pretty good on the tops where the sun hits them as long as you take the bark off. But the bottoms of them, see if I can roll this guy over. The bottoms of them is where the moisture will roll around the log and stay. And this will be all my softwood where all that mold and mildew is. That's the wood that will rot. I guess bacteria and moisture and everything, where that is where it kind of will start to penetrate the grain into the log. So we'll get these measured into lengths that make sense, and we'll get them milled up today. Most of these are way too long for me to fit on my mill. I don't have track extensions, so I can really only mill about a 10'6" is stretching it. 10'3" I found to be a pretty good length, but it doesn't make sense for me to have a 10-foot board and a 2-foot board if it's 12 feet. So I kind of break that into sixes. If it's 16 foot, I might do 2 8s, something like that, and just be easier to mill, easier to handle, but still make good usable lengths out of it. So we'll get these measured up, get them cut with the chainsaw, and get them loaded up on the mill and start making some lumber. You might be wondering what this pile is. So when I take those tops off and I come down to the dimension that I want, I try to cut them in like 1-inch pieces as I take the top off to create the cant. And so this is what ends up happening. And I can rip this into, rip the live edges off, which in my case are the sort of rotted edges. I'll rip those with a skill saw right down this section here and down that section there. And then I run these through the table saw and I make stickers out of them. I could use it if I rip it down and it looks really good. Maybe it's got, you know, nice grain or something that I really like. Then I'll just rip the edges off and I'll keep it. And maybe it's a 4-inch wide board or something like that. But for the ones that turn out to be not great, maybe they're not the best wood, they're a little bit soft or rotted, grain didn't work out right, whatever the case is, then I'll run those through and I'll just create sticker wood out of them. So I try not to waste very much. I try to only waste the very, very top edges, the most thinnest cuts that you wind up with. And that's this pile over here. So try to cut the thinnest piece possible to start with, like that. And I can't really make stickers out of that one. So that's the very top round. It gets really thin in some spots. And then I'll take the rest of them and make stickers out of them. I know another pretty hot topic around sawmilling is lubrication and what to use for that. I've tried pine saw. I don't care for it. I feel like it rusts the blades a lot more. I don't saw frequently enough, and so it'll tend to, I think, rust the surfaces of the blades worse than just a regular soap. And so I actually just end up running really cheap soap. It doesn't, you know, I don't put a lot in there. I used to get scientific and measure it out with a cup and everything. Now I just do about 2 squirts and fill up this can. I went out and bought a blue can. It's technically a kerosene can, but blue looks like water to me. So I use this blue can to fill it with, so I can mix about 5 gallons at a time, and that lasts quite a while. So just filled up the tank and ran it out. So I'll mix up a little bit more lubricant here. About 2 squirts is all. And we'll go fill it up with water.